For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
As usual, we have a lot to discuss on this afternoon's NewsSpin program. Of course, the most monitored talk show in the world. We go up until 2 o'clock. Amanda is there. She'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room and will be providing us with some updates. And I'll be taking your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Well, never a dull moment in St. Lucia, particularly as we're getting all set for St. Lucia's next general election. And the politicians are on the hustings, and some of them are singing from the same hymn book, saying just about the same thing and promises that are being made to you. And in most cases, they're just not practical, they are not feasible, and they are criticizing each other because they believe that is what they should do in order to win your support. But there has to be a lot more than that, a lot more than just the rhetoric. There must be something that, with regard to your background that says that you cut out for this political adventure and you are genuine and therefore you are set to make a positive difference in the lives of the people of St. Lucia in some key areas. Not many. Healthcare, education, the security of the people of this country, and, of course, matters relating to the education of our citizens. And citizens want opportunities. They want for the enabling environment to be created so that they could cease depending almost solely on politicians. And we have to reach a point in our lives in this St. Lucia of ours when we cease depending on politicians for handouts. Because rest assured, that's my opinion, that's my belief. I do not believe that most politicians are altruistic. I do not believe they're set to put you before themselves. They come first. And for every act of benevolence, every time they hand out something to you, rest assured they're looking forward to recouping it in some shape, in some form. So don't fool yourself. So in one way or the other, whatever they give you, believe you me, you are going to pay for it at some point in time. Maybe through taxes or some other way, but you are going to pay for it. So let us apply the pressure on our politicians to create the fertile ground for us as citizens that we can build on, as opposed to depending on them every now and then, some handout, and then they see themselves as gods, as boss men and boss women. Let us hear from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. A question was posed to him during the cabinet briefing yesterday with regard to a conversation that he had with the former president of the Senate, Mr. Stanley Felix. Remember, Mr. Felix was on the DBS program Newsmaker Live last week when he said that after he has lost certain benefits that were due to him in his estimation, he decided to turn to the courts for redress. And along the way, after the first sitting of the court, when it was suggested that this matter be settled via mediation, he then engaged the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. You can recall that his senatorial appointment was revoked by the Governor General on the advice of the Prime Minister. And what he said on the broadcast last week is that it appears that he was deemed to be guilty, even though his innocence had not yet been proven. And so, when the charge of provision of justice had to be withdrawn and he was cleared, he could not return to the position of President of the Senate. But one wonders whether a suspension would have been suffice. Suspending from the position of President of the Senate and put somebody like Alvina Reynolds there to hold on, to keep the seat warm, and once he was cleared, for him to return to the position. Maybe not practical, because after all, he's serving at the pleasure of the Prime Minister and Governor General. And I don't know, maybe the government's lawyers might have taken this into consideration, but this is a matter that is before the courts. I don't want to make any pronouncement on this particular issue that would in any way affect that case. But it has already been played out to a certain extent via the interview that we had last week, but not anything that will, I'm sure, do any kind of damage to the outcome of that particular case. But first, let us listen to Stanley Felix as he spoke on the program Newsmaker Live last week and claimed that he was being betrayed. But before that, he said that he had to take this matter before the courts.
So I sued the government. There are plenty of people before me who have sued the government. And it's not something personal. It's not something against the Prime Minister. I'm not suing any individual person in the Labour Party or the government. I sued the government, right? That's what you do when you believe that you've been wronged and you're looking for redress. And we went to court. Would you know, Timothy, that at the very first hearing, the judge said, and I quote him, "I will advise both parties to enter into discussion with a view to settling this matter. Those were the words of the judge. The Attorney General's office, their representative, legal representatives, told the court that yes, we are going to enter into this. He never knew about that. He never knew that the judge had said this. So I told him yes. And he told me whether he was going to consult with the Attorney General and whether he should. I said, you should. And whether in fact he wanted the Attorney General, whether in fact he should tell the Attorney General that I told him. I said, yes, please do. Tell him that I told you. Yes. And so I'm waiting to hear something. I met the Attorney General. He told me, prepare a proposal. So I'm thinking, okay, having spoken to the Prime Minister, common sense had prevailed, acting on the advice of the court that maybe that they were considering, and that is the impression that the Attorney General gave me. He asked me to prepare a proposal for settlement. So I looked at my claim and I trimmed the fat around the claim and I asked for the bare minimum. I asked for my lost wages, I asked for my gratuity, and I asked for my duty-free concession, my entitlement to a duty-free vehicle. That's all I asked for. Time went on, and nothing was done.
If you don't mind me prying,
Please
that
do.
that amounted to how much?
Not much.
Okay, you'll not disclose.
Not much.
Okay,
Not much. I think it was somewhere around $400,000 or $500,000.
okay,
Somewhere in that region. Okay? And which was nothing compared to what I would have claimed for. I had claimed for. The damages that I claimed for, it would amount to much more than that. But I trim all the fat around the claim and I asked for just that. Special damages. Yes? And to my great surprise, I was very surprised. I got a letter signed by the Attorney General. Obviously, he would have had to have consulted with the Prime Minister and or the Cabinet of Ministers, informing me that, a very threatening letter, informing me that my claim, it is their opinion that my claim has no merit, and that if I consider withdrawing the claim, that they were not going to ask for cost in the matter. So they had jumped the gun and they had decided, oh, okay, that you're going to lose anyway, so if you withdraw your claim now, then we're not going to ask for cost. But if you continue with the matter and you should lose at a trial, then our posture would be different, meaning that they would ask for cost. I thought that very disrespectful. And my interpretation of all of that, and this is where I realized, if I had any doubt that this government, my so-called comrades, they were nothing but traitors. They treated me as that. They behaved like traitors. Because the court advised one thing. You led me to believe that you're going to settle, and you come back and say, oh no, we're going to fight you instead. So you fired me without saying a single word to me. You took away everything, my pension, my gratuity, my wages. Had I not been a lawyer, Timothy, I'd be done and out. How would I take care of my family and my responsibilities? I'd just be out of a job and maybe begging somewhere for somebody to give me a job or to do something, to make money. They just left me. Is that how you treat a person that you consider the comrade?
Unfortunately, when the gentleman was on DBS, I wasn't listening. I've not had the time to listen from that time. Because, I have to defend the seat I won 6 times. I have to defend it for a 7th time. So I have to find myself to ensure that I win my seat, you understand? So I spent some time in my constituency this weekend, and I also have to go in other places. But all I can tell you is I will never dispute anything Mr. Felix says, never. If he if Mr. Felix and I have a personal conversation, he wants to disclose it, go ahead and disclose it. I will never disclose it, never. And never. I know Stanley for a long time. And I will never get involved in trying to create any row with him, never. Everyone has a democratic right to run elections. You need $250. Anybody who has $250 can run elections for anywhere. I have nothing against anyone who wants to run elections. Nothing against them. I have run 7. I won 6. So I have nothing against that. So I don't see all the need for... You see, I tell you something. This election, for me, it will never be an election of conflict.
The island's Prime Minister and the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party reacting to statements that were made last Wednesday on DBS's Newsmaker Live by Stanley Felix. Somebody sent me a clip of yet another person comparing the achievements and the performance of a particular Prime Minister with that of the illustrious, hard-working, and as I described in yesterday, the peerless Sir John Compton. No Prime Minister in St. Lucia, for the time being, can be compared to Sir John with regard to the level of service that he provided to St. Lucia, groundbreaking projects and initiatives that he undertook. Those certainly have resonated with us. Those have impacted on the wider St. Lucian society for quite some time now. And of course, that will linger. And that is definitely a tough act for any other Prime Minister to follow. Definitely a tough act. So let us go through that clip. I'm just hearing it. I'm just going to head for the first time where somebody is making a comparison again between Sir John Compton and another St. Lucian leader.
Alan Shastney at the helm of this party. Trust me, this is the man in the mold of John Compton, and perhaps in my estimation, be even better. Alan Shastney at the helm of this party. Trust me, this is the man in the mold of John Compton, and perhaps in my estimation, be even better.
The chairman of the United Workers' Party, Mr. Thurl Prudent. Again, no comparison between Alan Shastney and John Compton, primarily because of that lead that Sir John Compton has with regard to what he has done for St. Lucia. There's just too many examples all around us. There are too many ventures that he undertook that certainly would put him in a world of his own, and he remains peerless. He remains the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, who is at the pinnacle, who is at the top, and there isn't even somebody you can consider to be a close second to Sir John Compton. Yesterday, something happened on the broadcast. Remember that incident between reporter Eldris Charles and the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Dr. Ernest Hilaire. She made a disclosure and said that summons have been served on her as well as the government minister, and I am hearing, among other people, to appear before a magistrate to deal with that particular incident which occurred outside the island's parliament just about 2 months ago.
We're scheduled to appear in the First District Court on Thursday, the 4th of December, and hopefully it is not one of these cases where there are so many delays, and you know how it is, Tim. Yeah. Every time there's a adjournment and adjournment and adjournment. I really, really need this thing to be over and done with.
So there from reporter Eldris Charles, as we open the lines to hear from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And about this comparison between Sir John and Philip J. Pierre, and now Alan Chasney. Obviously, I found it more egregious that it was done by Stevenson King because he worked under Sir John Compton over several decades. He's a student of the former St. Lucian leader, the first prime minister of this country. So therefore, he should have known better to compare Sir John with Philip J. Pierre. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you, caller.
The most monitored talk show in the world. Tim, how
Yes,
are you? How's Amanda?
I'm okay.
Good afternoon, caller. I'm fine, thank
How
you.
about you?
I'm holding on, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, put me a little time, just a little couple minutes for me to just make a little announcement about a Rastafari, Elder Rastafari activity that we'll be having on Saturday, the 1st of November.
Okay, before you go into that advertisement, what do you think about what's happening in St. Lucia politically?
Tim, Tim, that's the worst I've ever seen it.
Explain.
With me?
Explain.
That's the worst. Tim, all that mapui and that gutter politics, Tim, it's not nice. That's all I have to say. I made that comment and I got crucified for it, but it's okay.
I know you as a supporter of the United Workers' Party. Have you changed allegiance?
Have I changed allegiance? Tim, when I go to vote, I vote where I want. It's my democratic right, who I want to vote for. Okay, Tim?
I agree. But you have never been someone to shy away from which party you're supporting.
Well, let's leave it there.
Okay, ma'am. Let's go into your advertisement now.
All right, Tim. There's an Elder Rastafari organization. On the 2nd of November will be 5 years since we started that organization. It's Foundation for the Improvement of Rastafari Elders, FIRE. So, as you know, the 20th of October is Rastafari Day, and coronation is on the 2nd. So we're holding our 5th anniversary celebrations on the 1st of November, like I said, on Derrick Walcott Square from 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're having a panel discussion. We have 5 guest speakers. Our chairman, Jadi, Manjob, Yona Shak, I guess everybody know Yona Shak, Suku, and Earl Buski. These 5 people, we have invited them to our discussion will be about Rastafari past, present, and the future. So we'll be talking about what happened to Rastafari 79 and all history. And we also have like food and drinks on sale. And then we're going to have an open mic where all Rastafari elders can come forward and express, you know, the how will I say it, the experiences in the past, where they are now, and how they would like to see Rastafari in the future. So this is what we're having on the 1st of November on the Derrick Walcott Square from 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't think I forgot anything. I think that's it.
Okay, ma'am.
So this panel discussion is Rastafari in the past, future, and present, and where we want to go from there. So we're inviting the public, we're inviting all Rastafari, especially elders, to come forward and unite, and let's celebrate our 5th anniversary FIRE, Foundation for the Improvement of Rastafari Elders. What we do, Tim, I forgot to say, is that we visit Elder Ras, help them out with medical bills, how we can buy stuff for them, you know, try to help as much as we can. So we do little stuff to raise funds and stuff like that. So we'll be having food and drinks on sale. So we're inviting everybody.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let's take a call on the landline as we say hello and good afternoon to you. You're on the air.
Tim, good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
And good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Tim PRO for Nikot South. I I saw your lady caller there. She looked like she have had enough of it. She was a favorite caller of yours. And always, in fact, call and show her side. But I suspect today she more want to address in the Rastafarian. Let me just say two things there very quickly. And Stevenson King's statement will never go like that without challenge, for sure. And then, if I could tell you, Tim, you knew very well Sir John represented Micoud South and Micoud North. And Sir John did a hell of a job there for the farmers. And Tim, you may have heard before that we did not have pipe-borne water in that constituency. And how many of us had to go to Obdamon and to be treated for bill last year? And it was Sir John through a Canadian government, you know, helping St. Lucia to get out of that thing. And up to a day, even as we speak, a lot of us can boast and knock our chest in that constituency to see the type of things Sir John done to that particular when that statement was made, because Alan Chasney is on the legacy of Sir John, you know. Micoud South, that is a platform Sir John said here. But when a senior minister like Stevenson King, and I'm not too sure whether he was in his right frame of mind or whether he had had a few drinks or he checked what he was saying, but I more probably believe he made that statement so that the party can hold him there still. You know, almost like somebody singing for the stopper. That is one of the worst, and if not one of the worst treachery anybody can do to somebody who make the Stevenson had no title before. And had it been for Sir John, Stevenson King would have never been even an inch to be not even a parliament, far less than being a prime minister of St. Lucia. And Steve knew very well how he was treated on the other side. I mean, nobody treated Stevenson King bad than where Stevenson King are. At one time he was called a yard boy, a messenger, a man, he's not educated, he's not this, he's not that. And for him now, and I know Philip J.P. would not want to, I mean, maybe politically he might think, get a little more, you know, thing from that statement, but Philip J.P. would not open his mouth and make that statement. But then, Tim, you play a clip there of your guest on Newsmaker Live last week. And when you ask him the cost, he say it was not a big cost. It was just, and then he finally said $500,000, right?
Yes, that's what he said.
But who is profiting that cost? Had that money was paid, not the taxpayer?
Yes.
Unlike the Speaker of Parliament, when he had his case, taxpayer, when Alan Chasney take him to court, taxpayer again had to be paid that. Alvina Reynolds transfer to Matnick do a lot for the country, you know. It can do a lot. Maybe Philip J.P. deserves some praise for not paying that money. Because the amount he have paid almost uselessly, you know, on check and make the taxpayers pay it. Maybe this time around he say, well, I'm not going to pay that one. And I probably believe if you listen to the statement from the independent candidate, maybe, it was more like for the money. It was, maybe Philip J.P. had paid that money, he might not run independent. I know people might not like to hear that statement. But based on what he said, the money was not paid. So and he said he lost everything. You know, that make it like he have to go back again, back to the drawing board. But it was all for the money. Taxpayers of this country have been suffering too much. Too many times people take the government to court, the taxpayer to be paid for it. You know? And we have paid so much. And I no wonder why the member asked for his report card. And that could be for so many things, whether it was his performance in government, the MP for Castro Central, or for what he have done for his constituency. But he'd ask for a report card. But if you were to ask Philip J.P. for his report card, and I can blatantly say, his report card have cost St. Lucia massively in debt. But these are monies that we have to be paid. Nobody forget $200 million for that old St. Jude from the Saudis. Nobody forget that. Who's paying that money? We have to pay it. It's a must pay. And I'm tired of him for politicians to just like they're taking you to court and make the taxpayers pay for it. That is abuse. That's the highest abuse of authority that has ever happened in St. Lucia. We know a particular prime minister before that, trademark, taking people to court and call his famous lawyer, Anthony Ashtefan. That guy make millions of dollars on the head of St. Lucian.
No, Cole, I think you're exaggerating. Nothing about millions. No, that's not true. But anyway, thank you so much for your contribution. Let me turn my attention to you, Amanda. What's happening in the chat room? Let's find out what's happening there. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. A few comments here via Facebook. Someone says, I agree, Tim. Every deed is transactional, even though the people empowered them to work. Commentary reads, the people who are getting the handouts do not realize that this is just a very small fraction of all the money PJP has taken from us over the past 4 years through the 2.5% levy, high gas prices, and the increased taxes. And NewsSpinner says, Tim, if Stanley desires, we'd love a part 2 of his interview on Newsmaker Live tomorrow. We feel he still has a lot more to say. Someone says there, let's see how they handle this latest case then. When with St. Lucian politics, shake my head. Commentary reads, why does the Prime Minister never know what he is supposed to know? Why are the people he hired to give him information not keep him informed? I wonder why. Someone says there, all this yet Stanley seems to be trying to get back into the good graces of the SLP. A NewsSpinner says PJP is a must-have Prime Minister. This man is incompetent to head St. Lucia. It's best he vacates this seat. Another commentary says, not just your comrades, it's like the average St. Lucian has no loyalty or integrity. Each man for himself, and then they still want to take the little you have. Someone says here, wow, PJP refers to Stanley as the gentleman. He doesn't have the decency to call him by his name. Commentary reads, PJP, I did not know you have to campaign to win your seat. I thought that seat and the 16 others were already in the bag for you. Shake my head. A NewsSpinner says, Tim, do not piss us off, please, with those wanting to compare themselves to the great Sir John. A few comments here via YouTube. Someone says there, Tim, when this man speaking now tells you the sky is blue, please leave what you are doing, go outside and check for yourself. Commentary says, Tim, nothing surprises me in politics anymore. And the commentary via YouTube, it reads, for a person who has won his seat 6 times, it's a shame to see his constituency. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have some more updates still to come. Somebody says there, no other Prime Minister can be compared to the late Sir John Compton. 4522979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
And good afternoon to Amanda and your listeners and viewers.
Good afternoon, caller.
Tim, that statement by Stephenson King doesn't seem to be going away. But yesterday I had a discussion with a group of people. And one of them, believe it or not, is a psychiatrist. And he seemed to have diagnosed Stephenson King closely, but from afar. And he gave a clinical explanation as to why Stephenson King made those comments regarding Sir John's tenure as Prime Minister of this country. And this is what he said to him, and I'm quoting him here. Stephenson King is suffering from a rare kind of dementia that causes disillusionment manifested in the form of grovel syndrome, in which those afflicted with that sickness are forced to publicly crawl to seek validation in an attempt to regain their self-worth, which has been significantly eroded and debased and has lost all value, self-esteem, and integrity. This condition happens to people who are tormented after betraying someone or something important in their life. Close quote. Now, I am not a psychiatrist, I am no psychoanalyst, but that is from somebody who is a professional. But all that aside, it would be interesting to know whether Philip J. Pierre, and even more importantly, Richard Frederick, concurs with the statements that Stephen King made regarding Sir John. And I think, to be fair to Stephen King, should be given the platform or the opportunity for him to either withdraw or for him to double down on whatever he said, or even to apologize for those claims that he made. I don't know why Stephen King said that. Some people call it brown nosing. There are so many other names that call it for it. But I think we should hear from him, give him another chance. Because I know sometimes that when politicians are on the stump, on the platform, they say things that they don't really mean. So I think it should be fair to him in another platform, in another forum, to ask him the question whether he really meant what he said. Let us see whether he doubles down or whether he apologizes. That's my contribution for today, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says there, I was at the Laguerre Health Center this morning and patients who came to get their meds only to tell the patients that the pharmacy is closed until the 17th of November. Polyclinic Pharmacy is closed until the 30th of October, and also Grand Riviere Pharmacy closed. Now the nurses are asking patients to go to the Betty Wells or Leclerc because the pharmacist is on vacation and there is no one to replace her. That is according to a WhatsApp message. Another one says, that's the thing with Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. When he's asked serious questions, he spins. He also has a speech problem only on the campaign he speaks fluently. My people, ask yourself why. Let's take another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Amanda. And I'm sending a special good afternoon to Mr. Patu.
Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah. Mr. Tim, everybody giving a piece of Mr. King, but as Lucian, we all have a right, because we're not talking about his personal business, we're talking about what concerning us about government. But I will tell you something. In my opinion, when I do my research, my opinion, Mr. King cursed. And let me tell you why. When you find you, maybe 19, 20 years, you're under Sir John wings, my brother, and you left the party, okay? From the time you left the party, Sir John's spirit is hunting you, King. So you will dare parley. So the best thing I see you have to do, Mr. King, maybe ask Father Albert to pray for you. Because I cannot believe that. My brother, you say that Philip J. Pierre have worked more than Sir John and you. So if you put yourself in it, and the people of St. Lucia realize you didn't have the balls to run the country and they pick Alan Shastry, you still blaming Alan Shastry or you blaming the people? But you said Philip J. Pierre worked more than you and you served time in office. Mr. King, that's a shame, my brother. The country is not yours. You did not have what it takes to run the country as a prime minister, and people want to blame Alan Shastry. The man give you the biggest portfolio when you didn't even deserve that. You know why Alan Shastry respect you? He see that you sat on the prime minister chair. You never win prime minister, you know. After Sir John falls sick, you sit on the chair. You know what I mean? But when when election come, Kenny Anthony vote you out. So King never prime minister who just asked you the lectures. And that touch you. You don't care about the people. You just backslide. Now, Stephen Favour going to vote you out. So what do? You disrespecting Sir John to try and serve your seat because Philip J. Pierre already sent message. Labour Party, vote for Stephen King. But they never endorse you. So you see how you cursing yourself, and you will continue unless you come and apologize for the nation, Mr. King. Sir John's spirit will hunt you. And it's you, I will always say, you that caused the United Workers' Party lost the election. And I will explain again. You know why? You was in the party for years. So when you come out with your slogan and like Shastry, this white man, people believe you. But now people realize till they analyze and finalize what time it is. Mr. King, with all due respect, your brain, I don't think your brain is working good to say something. So, my brother, step aside. It's your pension money. Give Mr. Stephen Favour a chance to run the affairs of Laclery. And I'm going to say it again. You're getting vexed when people call you slick. You cause people calling you slick, and the Laclery people don't want no slick to represent them. You have to go, my brother. Let's up there, Mr. Tim.
All right, so thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And let's try to see if we could have go through some of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says they're via WhatsApp. So you meant to tell me I have to drive to the Groseley Polyclinic because no freaking body answered the phone all morning, only to find the pharmacy is closed. The pharmacist is on vacation for 2 weeks. Seriously? Make it make sense. Minister of Health shaking my damn head. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see there. Do we have a call on the line? Let's take a call on the line. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We'll try again. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Timothy.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Timothy, I just wanted to call for two reasons. First, I wanted to thank all of my constituents, my supporters, my well-wishers who came out to support the opening of the bridge. This is Laura Japian-Noel, by the way, calling endorsed candidate for the United Workers' Party for Labrian Auger. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. This bridge has been a long time coming. We worked assiduously. There were weeks then that we thought, my God, we wouldn't be able to open. And when we were ready, we had 2 setbacks. But you know the old saying, nothing happens before its time. I was very pleased, touched, and overwhelmed by all of the support that I got, that I received. People from both sides of the fence came out in support of the bridge because of what it signifies and what it stands for, bringing people together under one umbrella, one helping hand. So I really wanted to thank the constituents of Labrian Auger for that, for coming out and supporting and making use of it. Yesterday we had a lot of people coming to visit and to talk with us, so we appreciate it. The second thing I wanted to say is I want to implore all women of St. Lucia, regardless of what your color is, whether you're red, yellow, green, purple, orange, blue, white, whatever political color you are, remember, when one woman is disrespected, all women are disrespected. Women are the cradle of society, and it's foolhardy of anyone to disrespect women, much less men that we elect and repose our faith and trust in to take care of these very same women. So I want all of us to stand with Miss Eldris Charles in her quest for justice. Nobody deserves, least of all, somebody that we put in power, deserves to or has the right to assault any one of us, in particular women, considering all what women has gone through over the years. So I want to just implore St. Lucian women, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your creed, regardless of your race, to stand in solidarity with Miss Eldris Charles as she faces justice. She goes for justice, and we hope that come December, I think it's December 2nd, Timothy?
December the 4th.
December 4th, when her case is called, that justice will be served swiftly and not be denied by being delayed. Thank you so very much for having me. I appreciate you taking my call. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. WhatsApp message, and somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, the biggest problem we have in St. Lucia is that we are not interested in facts and figures. We love the rural That's why people will gravitate. Okay, I think I read that already. I've read that that contribution. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. While Auntie Emma giving handouts, our roads in a mess with lots of potholes, and yet still we're paying road tax and getting charged for sticker. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see there if we have another one. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, we have to take some patience with the government pharmacies, as most of our pharmacists have been Guyanese, and with the oil boom in Guyana, most have been going back to Guyana for work. Even the private pharmacies are under pressure to recruit pharmacists. WhatsApp message. Another one says, it says there, in anticipation of the upcoming election, we would like the Integrity Commission to address what we should all be concerned about, the use of dark money. There are many informal reports that large amounts of money are being paid or is being paid and is likely to be paid for votes. That is a problem and should never happen in a democracy. Accordingly, we call on the Integrity Commission to get each candidate and the respective political parties to publicly declare that such a practice will not be permitted in the upcoming election. I think we have laws that would be precluding any politician from engaging in that kind of practice and the buying of votes. I don't think that is an issue for the Integrity Commission, but we have the Elections Act that would govern such practices or would seek to prevent them from happening. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Will the speaker be charged or called? Would the speaker be asked to be part of this on Miss Charles' case? Okay, let's see if we have another message to go through. Somebody says there, Tim, it is best King retires out of politics and save himself some sort of dignity. He should stop fooling the people of this blue-red wave. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, Tim. Very happy to get your line. Tim, first thing, let me speak on, have there been any reaction from the Prime Minister on the Healy being the defendant in that matter?
No. Well, I don't think he's a defendant. He has been summoned to appear before the court.
Tim is a defendant. He's there to defend the charge against him, so he's a defendant.
But I don't know that he has been charged.
He has been summoned, so a charge was preferred before him. There's a charge. The charge is assault and lawful assault. That's the charge. All right? Until he gets to court, the case will be called and evidence will be adduced in the matter. So Healy is charged already.
Well, I have no piece of paper that says that he has been charged. What I have is that he has been summoned before a magistrate. But anyway, caller, let's continue.
Tim, it means the same thing. You're summoned to come to court to defend against a charge. That is the same thing.
All right.
And you know who you're talking to, Tim. So let me just continue. Claudius said, let us go back, give the people a little history. Claudius said that he viewed the tape and he saw nothing incriminating. That was when a report was made, not to Claudius, because Claudius had no police. And then the police found sufficient evidence. That's why there is a charge. That's why there is a case pending. You can call it a charge, you can call it a case, it means the same thing. So, I heard Mr. Healy's reaction when he was referring to the judgment. But let us remind the people again, Tim, that the Rovergate details was not an issue in that case at all. All the appeals were in there. That has nothing to do with the details of Rovergate, you know. All that has been, well, the distance that case have breached is whether there was a breach or not a breach in the removal of the case from hearing the evidence. Because the evidence have not been heard. So Mr. Healy have not been vindicated people like to use words loosely. Vindicated is when you have been, a trial have gone and the matter was struck out of, or the defendant, the person defending the case, was told you can leave, there is no case against you. That's when you're vindicated. If no evidence is adduced in the matter, you cannot be vindicated in the matter. There might be some hand greasing that going on that prevent the case from going to court. That doesn't mean you're vindicated. That just means the matter didn't reach the court. So let me get it straight so that the people will not be hoodwinked a second time. That's what we're trying to avoid. That the people who are hoodwinking the people about not going to court or they didn't pay in court, that is not happening again. That ain't happening again. So, now that the complainant, which is the reporter, the female reporter, have gotten her day in court, all the naysayers, they were saying they saw the tape and they didn't see the tape and she was not pushed. It only one opinion matters there. Right now, is the police investigator's opinion. That's the only opinion that matters. And then
and not the magistrate. Well, the magistrate has to rule on this particular matter.
But you're too fast, Tim. That's what was my next statement. Then the police investigator, don't go too fast, Tim. I ain't going too fast with you because I know.
No, Colin, we're trying to be as careful as possible. Don't give the impression that...
Tim, I tell you already, I am not going to put you in any trouble, Tim. I'm not that Joe Blow that just call you and talk nonsense, you know. I know what I'm telling you. After the investigator is convinced, based on what he saw and what he have recorded, that there was an assault, that's why he charged honestly. And the case is yet to be heard, where he presents his evidence, and then he has to convince the court, which includes the magistrate, that that evidence is sufficient to warrant a conviction. So don't go too fast. Just understand it so that the people will get the message.
But can this matter also go to, let me ask you, can this matter go to mediation?
It can.
Okay.
It can, but the mediation has to be agreed by the parties.
All right.
Now, Tim, there is a good thing you brought that up, because the court can recommend mediation in a matter if there is to save court judicial time. But Tim, if we go to mediation and then you try to bamboozle me, you tell me, yes, you'll pay me $1 million, and then by Monday, and when Monday comes, you cannot be found. When we go back to the court, you have to report back to the court, you know, to tell them an update on the mediation. I will tell the magistrate then, let me tell you, Your Honor, I want no mediation with Met because Met tricked me the first time. I want to hear my matter. That has happened before. Remember, there are reporters who went to court, took mediation, that tripped down mediation, and have not paid up to now.
Yeah. But let me ask you,
well, I can see the name.
With regard to the video that most of us would have seen, would that video be permissible? Is it admissible? Sorry, not permissible. Admissible.
Oh, well, once it's, but that's why the officer had to get the IT to capture the video evidence and present it. The cameras don't lie.
Now, in an era, people are talking about
unless you play it.
In an era, people are talking about things are being doctored and video being doctored, and it's AI generated. Can that pose as a hurdle to the court? A challenge, sorry.
The IT technicians who took it from they know what to do, and they can prove whether it is authentic from the base or not. Okay. That's not my field. I won't speak about that. I know what I saw. If that's the same thing Claudius saw.
Right.
Claudius saw something, I don't know what he saw. But Claudius, the way I saw Claudius' eyes, Claudius can't see anything anyway. But what I saw, based on what I saw that the case is worth being tried because there was enough prima facie evidence for me to sustain the charge of unlawful assault. I didn't even need to see the video, or hear the audio. The video was sufficient. All what the lady said that happened is visible in the video. But if you don't have the eyes to see it, you won't see. Now Claudius don't have eyes. Tim, let me tell you something. People can't hoodwink anybody again. The people that want to be hoodwinked in those matters, they don't want it. Nobody hoodwinking anybody in the Rovergate case. If that Rovergate case was tried, some politicians would not be in office. And I remember I said some, I didn't say one, I said some. Because there is more than one involved in the Rovergate saga. Tim, I can see a lot, but I'm withholding some for later when judgment comes.
Okay, caller.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your contribution. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Wasco wishes to inform the public of planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as they work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on Wasco's website and social media platforms.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that rise. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Go down and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey, mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, brand new flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back, finger licking good.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Lucelec. No more paper, no more mess. Easy billing, no stress. Use my account to pay online. Pay your bill at any time. Get the stress off your mind. No more standing in line.
Visit Lucelec.com today and sign up to my account to pay your bill. Request a temporary or new connection or switch an account to your tenant's name. Do it all online.
Personal, paperless. Use the virtual service desk. Are you ready? Get set. Let's go green with Lucelec.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home? We've got the mortgage. Starting your first business? Count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. It's coming. Sunburnt.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastures Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, cast in sand and plaster in sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastures Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastures Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep things flowing. We people, we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrating. Come let your rhythm flow.
Every day, St. Lucian women give everything to their families, communities, and dreams. Yet breast cancer still claims too many lives. Now, St. Lucia is making history. For the first time, state-of-the-art 3D mammography is available right here at home. Donated by the World Bank through the Health Sector Support Program, these advanced machines are a major step forward in universal health coverage, and they're free. Women 40 and older or younger, if at risk, can access this life-saving service. Visit your local wellness center for a referral. Early detection saves lives. Free mammograms, universal coverage. Your wellness center is your first step.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, where we continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there, I would like to bring to the attention of Mr. Casimir that the area behind the Galaxy gas station is being turned into a garbage dumping site. I would like to deduce that he does not traverse this road. The garbage is in plain sight. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Okay, let's see there. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, is there a particular type of crime for which the defendant is expected to be automatically FAD? When Stanley was arrested, charged, he was automatically FAD. So I'm wondering if the same fate will be going the way of other people. And another WhatsApp message, somebody says, the X-ray machine at the Grosseille Polyclinic has not been working from June of this year. It is just a shame for the island's health minister. Okay, and somebody sent me some information regarding the pharmacies and their operations. Somebody says that that's according to a press release. The Ministry of Health and Elderly Affairs advised all government pharmacies will be closed on October 17th to facilitate the staff's attendance at a department training. The ministry asks the public to ensure their medication refills are arranged ahead of the closure to avoid inconvenience. The statement continued saying, for urgent pharmaceutical needs, please consult your nearest health facility for assistance. Normal pharmacy operations are expected to resume on October the 20th. And of course, that was yesterday. So, according to that release, operation should have been normalized by yesterday. But based on what you have been saying via your WhatsApp messages, the concerns that you've been experiencing with regard to pharmacies either being closed or without pharmacists, clearly there is a situation there that must be attended to, because today is the 21st and those pharmacies should have been in full operation. And Amanda, anything to report on what's happening in the chat room?
Tim, a few comments from earlier. Someone says Eric King was best to retire out of politics to save himself some sort of dignity right now. King has lost it all. King, your time has expired. Please go stop fooling the people. A commentary reads, really, Caller, King would never ever double down on that statement. I highly doubt it. A NewsSpinner says, common sense from the common man. King was a prime minister, yet he said the current prime minister is the best we've had. Yet King is still mad. The UWP delegates rejected him as party leader and chose Allen, not once but twice. On point, Caller. Someone says here, I would like to ask PJP why would he ask his supporters to vote for independence candidates Stevenson King and Richard Frederick when you have no confidence in bringing them into the SLP? Secondly, if you are asking people to vote for them under the SLP, then clearly they are not independent. Stop misleading the people of St. Lucia. This is so deceptive. Commentary reads, Tim Sir John is in a class by himself. He cannot be compared. Someone says, is PJP the leader of two parties, the SLP and the independent SLP? Or do we have two prime ministers because the two parties have two different leaders? A NewsSpinner says, I will not agree with you, Caller. Respect is not given, but it's earned. Another commentary reads, not even a pharmacy this government can keep open, yet Musa is promising universal health care and health insurance. From 1997, they have been promising universal health care. Up to now, nothing has come through. You think it is health insurance we will get from Musa and PJP? Musa, go back with your election gimmick and flashing mirrors. Someone says here, I think it's semantics, but since it's a civil matter, he is summoned and is a defendant. I think in criminal matters, they call it charged. I am subject to correction, though. A commentary says, I already know what will be the outcome of that case. A NewsSpinner says, you know what they will say, the evidence has gone missing. Another commentary reads, the IT will see if the clip forms part of the entire situation before and after. It can't be so difficult to establish. Commentary reads, can Claudius Francis be charged for interference or evidence tampering? Someone says, if Eldris did not ask for punitive damages in a specific sum of money, that will be determined by the courts. A few comments here via YouTube. Someone says this comment may come out as controversial, but why is it so hard for politicians to celebrate each other if what they are doing is to better the country? If PJP does anything good, will he be celebrated? Commentator says, I can't believe that the lawmakers continue to break the law and St. Lucians have nothing to say. And the commentary says, Caller, Mr. King's voters do not care about your feelings. Focus on the real issues affecting us in this country. Nothing King said is important to people like me. Why? Because it's called politics. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. WhatsApp message. Somebody says, 70-year-old former French President Nicolas Sarkozy begins his 5-year prison sentence today for criminal conspiracy linked to the Libyan financing of his 2007 presidential campaign. He is the first head of state in the history of the European Union to be imprisoned. Do you think we will see such in the Caribbean, including the OECS countries, anytime soon? Don't bet on it. Another WhatsApp message. The Women's Support Center is still closed to date. Over a year now. Where are they housing the women in crises? Question for the Gender Affairs Department and raise your voice. Another WhatsApp message. And also somebody says, with regard to dark money, the practice is done through surrogates with payments being made from private vehicles and from apartments. If this is not a function of the Integrity Commission to address it, we must make public the relevant sections of the law. The Electoral Commission must sensitize the public such that members desist from the practice and report any such attempt. Remember, dark money corrupts our society. The question is whether we still have an electoral department or an electoral commission in St. Lucia. With elections pending, we hear all sorts of complaints coming from members of the public. Persons are claiming that the names are not on the list. And they have done so on close to, a dozen occasions over the last few months on NewsSpin. And yet we have not received a response from the Chief Elections Officer. We have not heard anything from the Electoral Department, from the Electoral Commission. So that is why I'm asking whether those institutions still exist. And there's been even more egregious allegations being made with regard to the operations of the Electoral Department, and yet still they remain quiet. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, is the government broke? If not, why then they take so long and make it so hard to pay the debts? Conducted business with government departments and to date still no payment as yet. Note well, those were not contracts, strictly business, and getting pay has been pure hell. I am ashamed of this. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Team, when an offense has been committed, there are two ways to bring the matter before the courts. One is by way of a summons to the defendant with a complaint being lodged. The other is by way of being arrested and charged. But in both instances, you are the defendant. And another WhatsApp message. Team Lacroix Mango Wellness Pharmacy has been closed now for 4 years. Okay, another one. The Gangs and Narcotics Unit conducted an operation on Thursday last week, which resulted in somebody being arrested. Have you heard any information about this one? No, I haven't. Another WhatsApp message. Tim, first act would be to King, he should resign, and PJP is not competent to lead our country. Alan Shastney is more a visionary man to run this country than PJP. They need to vote SLP out of government. And Shas, we appreciate everything you did for St. Lucia. I'm looking forward to see positive changes when Shas comes back into office. St. Lucia, tell them, ring the bell. The people of this country, we are tired of the SLP administration. That's according to our WhatsApp message. And let's see if we have a call. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
I call this afternoon to remind St. Lucian, or maybe ask you the question. Tim, what is the latest on Tyson?
Well, the outcome with regard to the death of Tyson, not conclusive, but what has been said to us is Tyson did not die as a result of rat poisoning.
And that's it's over right there?
Well, you heard from one of the senior police officers, Officer De Freitas, when he said that if needs be, he will be coming back to the public to report if they have new findings. That's what he said.
So there is another murder unsolved thing.
Well, we don't know if we don't know if the dog was deliberately killed. We don't know. It's inconclusive, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my other point is the question that I want to ask is going up to the leader of the opposition. Tim, we still have that problem with the electoral department, and I can probably say the last election. Well, I'm not sure if you will give me the opportunity to say it was robbed by the Labour Party because of the electoral department.
You are making an allegation, sir, that we can't prove, right? But it's an allegation that you're making.
Okay, well, I'm just asking, what is the leader of the opposition or the United Workers' Party leaders are trying to do to see to it that this problem is not exist again? Because even as we speak now, there's a lot of people that the name are not registered in the constituency where they were supposed to be voting. So who is taking responsibility on that? That is the next thing we need to do, or to check up.
Caller, my big issue is people have been calling NewsSpin and they have been complaining in some instances their names are not on the list. Or in the constituency they were registered, they can't find the name there. The name is appearing on the list of another constituency. And thus far, this has not caused the Electoral Department, the Electoral Commission, the Chief Elections Officer to issue a statement, to say something, provide some clarification to those complaints that are being made. Those are very, very serious. And we are on the cusp of a general election. We should not allow those issues, those concerns to go unattended, unaddressed. And then what will happen after the elections when people start to claim that somehow there was electoral fraud? Is then the Electoral Department will see the necessity to address those issues? It will be too late. It would be too late.
So Tim, you don't think I have a reason why to say that the election was robbed? Because if the Electoral Department, nobody's coming and saying nothing, nobody's coming to prove that what the people are calling NewsSpin for, complaining that the names have changed from their constituency to another constituency, and nobody from the Electoral Department is coming to say that is not true, or that was happened once, or it happened once, but we have been working on that, or we have rectified the problem. So if in case it happens again, so I think I have the right to come to.
Well, I mean, if people are claiming electoral fraud, then you need to provide the evidence. You cannot just make the allegations, sir. You have to come up with the evidence. Here is the evidence I could prove such and such occurred. Okay, but I'm finding it's shocking. It's shocking that we're not hearing from the Electoral Department.
Yeah. I also want to take time, Tim, as you have given me the opportunity to compliment Bradley Marcel Philogene for his hard work in trying to put the youth together in the Indian Runoff with this small goal soccer every Sunday. I think last week Sunday he tried, but I believe that because of the weather. So I think that is something we had not had for quite a while in the Runoff, for bringing the youngsters together. And I believe it's a very, very, very good thing. And I also want to tell the people of the Runoff, stay focused, to continue doing the hard work. This victory is already ours. So all we need to do is to just sign up the day of election, that everybody comes and sign victory for Bradley in terms of voting for the United Workers Party. Tim, I thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, my aunt went to the Soufriere Hospital for a checkup, something that was free. Now it is being mentioned that she has to pay. That's according to a WhatsApp message. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Still to come, more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, as well as the NewsSpin question of the day and the NewsSpin news of the day. Got travel plans? Don't let paperwork slow you down. The briefcase is making applications for passports and visas faster, easier, and stress-free. VA4 and Environs, they are here to serve you. Whether it's your first passport or renewal, let them, that's the briefcase, do it for you. They also assist with applications for police records, U.S. visa applications, ETA for Canada and the UK, birth certificate and business registration, and more. This coming Saturday, the 25th of October 2025, visit the briefcase upstairs Chanel Plaza from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or call 718-8624, 718-8624, or 713-7503, 713-7503 to book. Their main office on High Street, Castries, is located opposite the Electoral Department, Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No lines, no hassle, no stress. Just expert help right when you need it. The briefcase. Get everything in one place.
Ouais, messieurs, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni primaire pour pomme pour cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Brand pump yo c'est Léo. Pump ça c'est Major. I bon tout bonnement. Tan si ten mwen a cholman. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pump glo Léo a de couleur neuf, orange et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452-0763.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Bouteille. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
Lucilec averti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone Salah. Mi un petit commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Kouye Lucilec avant ou trim et bien couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout d'outils ou ka servi pas venir moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
KFC, yo, we back with the vibe. Strips and dip combo, flavor that rise. Free crispy strips, fries on the side. 16-ounce drink, sauce for the ride. Order for 25, deal so nice. Go down and crunchy, can't think twice. Barbecue, honey, mustard ranch if you wish. Dip it, dunk it, finger licking bliss. KFC, brand new flavor. Set the mood, strips and dip is back. Finger licking good.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
Are you building, renovating, or just looking to add something to your property? Then look no further. The Block Factory has all your concrete product needs in stock. From 4-inch to 12-inch concrete blocks to high-quality concrete pavers at an affordable price. Whether your project is big or small, we're ready to serve you. Visit us today on the Cul-de-Sac Bextor Highway, right at the entrance of Farron, next to the Stone Surgeon. Top quality blocks await you. Call us at 720-6752. The Block Factory, building your future one block at a time.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, St. Lucia. I am Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm inviting all proud and patriotic St. Lucians to the St. Lucia Taiwan Partnership Trade Show happening at the Pavilion on Rodney Bay from the 7th to the 9th of November 2025. Let me tell you, the best and brightest entrepreneurs will showcase their talent and creativity, so you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a vibe. Hey, there'll be a cooking competition, karaoke, and a fashion show by Rafati. On Friday, November 7th, yours truly, Ezra the Fun Machine, I'll be in the building performing live, and on Saturday and Sunday, entertainment will be provided by the Impulse Band. Come celebrate our brilliant entrepreneurs at the 18th St. Lucia Taiwan Partnership Trade Show, November 7th to the 9th. Opening time 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay.
Fast Pay, a new and easy way to pay. Fast Pay, Fast Pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
FastPay, 2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
The Creole rhythm never stops, and neither should the celebration. Join us for the Creole Brunch After Party at Sandals Grand St. Lucia Spa and Beach Resort on Sunday, November the 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our breathtaking Gardens Over the Water. Indulge in the very best of St. Lucian flavor and flair with authentic Creole cuisine prepared by our top chefs. Live entertainment, signature beverages, exciting door prices, and a keepsake 360 photo clip included in your all-inclusive package for just $150 per person. Come savor the taste, music, and magic of our culture. The perfect way to keep the Creole spirit alive after the Creole Week. Tickets are available right here at our Sandals Grand St. Lucia Beach Resort and Spa. Secure your spot today and keep the rhythm alive.
NewsSpin calling. NewsSpin calling. NewsSpin calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. How many rise in the afternoon sun? Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. NewsSpin is on your radio. Come along, hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, who's the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world.
That's the NewsSpin theme song. Good afternoon to you, Amanda. Let's see if we could get the final update from you. And still to come, there's a special ringtone which kind of disturbed the press conference this week. Let's find out what's happening in the chat room.
Tim, a few comments here. Someone says PJP praised Richard and King in public, but he has a secret plan for them in private. A comment here reads, y'all need to make some serious noise on this. I all forgetting that y'all got a right to protest. A NewsSpinner says, I hope the people whose names are not on the voters list are going to the electoral office to make a complaint ASAP. Someone says here they can declare it's not rat poisoning, but still can't tell us the cause of Tyson's death. A commentary reads, Lucians just like to sit on their butt and complain and do nothing. Someone says, here, team, my name has always been on the list, and as we speak, it's not there. The electoral department get your act together. They should not be tolerated. A NewsSpinner says, team, my name was there a few weeks ago and it's not anymore. I have never been registered anywhere else but Castries Southeast. A commentary reads, so all those who are claiming that their names are missing, my question to you all are, what are you all doing? Someone says here, but before every election there has always been this problem of missing names or names being in the wrong voting district. Hence the reason why they always ask people to check to ensure that their name is on the list and indicate the right voting district so that it can be corrected. I do not see why you all are accusing the hard-working staff of the electoral department of foolishness. We need to respect people and the legitimate work. Commentary reads, sons and daughters of St. Lucia, please make considerable efforts to ensure that your names is on the registered list. Do I need to remind you all about the CIP and our passports and what can possibly take place? Wake the hell up. A NewsSpinner says, Tim, I heard Champagne said on Sky FM some people from the electoral department will be on Sky FM next week, Tuesday, to talk about people's concerns. You should invite them to come on NewsSpin. A commentary via YouTube reads, it's clearly an assault. Healer should have apologized and moved on. He is sometimes ill-informed and may get legal advice from Claudius. And a commentary says, residents of Upper Savans Bay, VA4, have not had pipe-borne water for over 3 weeks. Wasco, what's going on? That's it from me, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's introduce to you a ringtone because there was this, the usual press briefing, pre-cabinet press briefing which took place yesterday, and while the reporter was asking a question, he was interrupted by a ringtone emanating out of the phone of a particular individual. Let's watch and listen.
I think a new...
Sorry. Return to office again.
Strategic. Yeah, strategic. Right. So
I need that ringtone. I need that ringtone. Make sure you say that to me. Yeah.
I think a new...
Sorry. Return to office again.
Strategic.
Yeah, strategic. Right. So
I need that ringtone. I need that ringtone. Make sure you say that to me. Yeah.
I don't know it was strategic, but anyway, could be coincidental. Quite interesting, that ringtone, which kind of interrupted Randesi when he was about to pose a question to the Deputy Prime Minister. The one question, our NewsSpin question of the day. It reads, what if St. Jude Hospital is not commissioned before the next general election? What if St. Jude Hospital is not commissioned before the next general election? And let's hear from the island's Health Minister, Mr. Moses Jean-Baptiste, who also spoke yesterday on the St. Jude and the reopening of that health institution, spoke yesterday during the pre-cabinet press briefing.
We are very confident that, as Prime Minister has said many times, that we are going to begin to occupy the building before year end. There is a process of transitioning, and we have explained this, Prime Minister has explained it, that we have a transitioning team, and some of the buildings are ready. There's equipment in some of the buildings and so on, and we are going very soon. We are going to begin the transitioning of the hospital. The contractor did indicate publicly that we do have some equipment that's on the way, and so we have had some delays in the delivery or the arrival of some of the equipment. When this equipment comes to St. Lucia, there needs to be training of the medical professionals with the new equipment because the equipment is brand new. And so there's a transitioning process which will take place similar to the Owen King EU Hospital from the Victoria Hospital to Owen King EU Hospital. There's a transitioning. But the Prime Minister will announce again when the hospital will be officially open. We are very excited about that. We look forward to that day with great anticipation.
And clearly there's a difference between the structure being completed and being reopened and, of course, being commissioned. Finally, our NewsSpin news of the day, and it reads, Prime Minister Carney says Canada will arrest Netanyahu if he visits in keeping with ICC warrants. Prime Minister of Canada, Carney, says his country will arrest the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits, and that is in keeping with ICC warrants. That's a broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell, and that is to help the channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.